we need to address this whole assassination yesterday of the United
Yeah.
Healthcare CEO, a guy by the name of Brian Thompson. Here's a news story about it, if in case for some reason you missed this.
Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is dead after being shot in Midtown Manhattan. The shooting happened near the Midtown Hilton. Thompson was not staying in the hotel, but we've learned he was in New York for an investors conference. Police say right now they believe that shooting was targeted, and our Phil Lipoff is here in studio with the latest on this. Phil, to hear about anyone being shot is obviously unnerving, but where this happened?
Yeah, even for New York City, this is a brazen murder that happened in broad daylight. Just before 7 o'clock this morning, police are telling us that Brian Thompson, as you mentioned, who is the CEO of the insurance wing, I want to get that right, the health insurance wing of United Healthcare, was walking up to the Hilton, which is, if you're familiar with New York City around the country, it's 6th Avenue between 53rd and 54th.
Very close to Radio City, very close to the Christmas tree that everyone comes to see at tourist destination.
That lighting is tonight, too, so there's more security in the area. This CEO was walking up. There was an investors conference there in the Hilton. He was not staying there, but he was just walking up there, and a witness tells our affiliate WABC here in New York City that they saw a man dressed in all black with a black ski mask on, waiting outside the Hilton, fired a gun several times, hit this 50-year-old man, Brian Thompson, in the chest. And he was rushed to the hospital, later died at the hospital. Police are telling us this looks to be a targeted attack. It was very specific. They just don't know why he was targeted. And the
I mean, the guy waited for him. He waited for him. And I guess, because I saw another interview yesterday from somebody that said that it looked like he had waited for hours, like in the cold. And then when he came out, he obviously knew what this guy looked like. So it was targeted. And he had a silencer. And so it was, obviously targeted. He knew who this guy was.
And obviously a professional hit.
Well,
there was like the video, and I thought about playing it, and then I was like, we don't need to show the actual moment that this guy dies. But it's everywhere. Like this video of the actual assassination from, like an overhead street camera. And there's just another person like off to the side watching it happen. Can you imagine? And
like
that
being a bystander. Yeah.
And the hitman totally focused. He's got his eyes on the target, hits the target, and then just leaves. And
you know what?
Wow.
I don't know if it was a professional job. I think just a regular person could have done that too with a silencer and just waited for him if they knew who he was. I don't necessarily believe that it was a hitman, because
I don't know, because just to be that brazen and not and like have such a plan, because he's still on the loose.
If you're
such a plan to get to leave just like that.
If you're angry enough, if like say it was somebody that had a grandma that didn't get, I'm just putting out theories. Say it was somebody that had a grandma that didn't get her money for insurance. I mean, this guy dealt with insurance money. He dealt with people that were getting, not handouts, or insurance, like when they get their monies. He had a lot of, their claims and whatnot. I mean, apparently his wife had said that they had gotten threats.
Right.
And, because people were denied claims, they were denied. So I don't know. He probably had a lot of people that hated him. It's a terrible thing what happened. It's awful.
Oh my God.
It's completely awful. But it could have been just a regular person. Listen, we saw what happened. People have told us that a regular guy tried to kill Trump.
Yeah.
That day. So it was just some regular 20-year-old kid. If I'm led to believe that that's true, then a regular person could have done this on the street in New York. You know what I mean?
One of the things that you need to make sure that your dog is taken care of from a skin irritation, perhaps ear infection standpoint, is that preventative powder from Coat Defense. That is the bomb stuff, you guys. This not only treats, but also prevents. So if you have a dog that has, they're chewing on their feet, for example, they get in their toe beans and they start chewing. That can be super irritating. When their skin gets rashy and they're scratching a lot, hot spots. Exactly. Yeah. That's another thing. A lot of this is due to yeast. And so I know Daisy and I love it when our dogs smell like that salty, sweaty popcorn smell.
They smell like Fritos. Yeah.
We love that. But They're actually not supposed to smell like
they're
that.
not
And that is
supposed to.
indicative of yeast. And this stuff can get rid of it. It's amazing. And then more regularly, you can use their amazing shampoo, which was actually created for humans, like as a gentle formula for humans. But now they've got a special formula for dogs, for cats, for horses, and still for humans. I love the shampoo because it's got this really yummy, sort of citrusy, fresh scent. And it doesn't strip your scalp of like oils that you do want. And not just on your head, but on your dog's skin as well. That's what makes their product so good. You can get a 15% discount off of your entire order when you go to coatdefense.com and use code CHICKS. Coatdefense.com.
Plus, I thought that isn't that illegal to have guns? Are you
Pretty
allowed to have
sure
guns
it's
with
illegal to kill people.
right?
Definitely.
Well, exactly. But isn't it illegal to have guns with silencers in New York City? I thought it was illegal
Or
to do
guns at
that.
all. Like, I don't think you could just walk around
Right.
broad daylight New York City with a firearm
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, but I'm glad they're
So
going after
weird. It's
people
like
like
the gun laws don't work or something.
right. I'm glad they're going after people like Daniel Penny, though.
Well, exactly. And that was Sean Davis's point. He was like, targeted assassinations are happening in the middle of New York City. So obviously the city prosecutors focused on imprisoning a good Samaritan who
Right.
had the audacity to protect a train full of people from a nut job.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, we'll get to some Daniel Penny too. But another interesting thing about this particular assassination is that now, just this morning or last night, they discovered that the shell casings that were discovered by detectives that were found at the scene of Brian Thompson's death they had an inscription. The words "deny, defend, and depose" were on each of the shell casings. And I don't know what that means, but that was discovered last night. So that's
Okay.
weird, right?
Yeah, that is weird. And the organization, United Healthcare, they were in an entanglement with the DOJ. There's all sorts of stuff. I just feel like we're going to learn a lot more about this over the next couple weeks. I hope we
That's
do.
why I don't feel like it was a regular dude. I
You
feel like
don't?
there's something very upper level about this whole
About
thing.
it. Yeah.
Just
I mean,
because of the DOJ investigations and all the stuff surrounding it.
his face was showing. This guy's face, you could see his face. It's like I looked at my husband yesterday and I said, "What's showing in his face?" Okay, like what you can see. You guys saw, a lot of you guys probably saw the picture of this shooter. I mean, if that were my husband, say, right? If I could see like that part, I'd be able to identify him.
Yeah.
So if anybody knows this guy, if he has any family or friends or anybody that's ever known him whatsoever, they should be able to identify him.
You would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you guys know about Blue Sky, which is the new leftist Twitter, essentially. It's where all the crazies have gone. One of them being Taylor Lorenz, who is a psychotic, who we've talked about many, many times on the show. It's been a long time, but she's out there and she was retweeting some of the most distasteful memes about this guy's death. Libs of TikTok actually posted about this yesterday and spotlit some of the things that Taylor Lorenz was doing. For example, she posted the photo and name of the Blue Cross Blue Shield CEO in the immediate aftermath, saying, "Hey, like, here's your next target," essentially. And then she was even justifying this assassination, saying, "And people wonder why we want these executives dead."
Oh my God.
Yeah, because yesterday, Blue Cross Blue Shield in Connecticut, New York, and Missouri, they declared they're no longer going to pay for anesthesia for the full length of some surgeries, which is batshit.
That is
And
completely
of
batshit.
course, it's wrong. But to say something like, "We want the executives dead," and this
Yeah.
is the same chick who would complain about being bullied by
Right.
libs of TikTok.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah, it is completely batshit. It is. And like seriously with the timing, lady, like what are you doing? Like,
Right?
oh my God. Oh, yeah, this is nuts.
She's
It's
a
completely nuts. But I mean,
lunatic.
to my point before, I just don't know. I don't know. Normal people are capable of getting a gun with the silencer and putting a hoodie on and going in and getting coffee right before, which is what this guy did.
Yeah,
And doing that. I mean, people are nuts.
it's true.
People are freaking nuts in this world. This is the thing. I don't know. So I got to see more on this over the next couple of weeks and see what happens. But people are desperate. People will do desperate things in desperate times.
And I feel like the longer it takes to identify a suspect, the more shady it seems.
I
The
hear ya.
more it seems like it's a professional deal. You know what I mean?
I agree with you on that.